Well, ladies and gentlemen, we do have some more potential leaks when it comes to NCAA 25. Somebody posted this on Reddit and then subsequently, I guess, deleted their account, but I'm just going to go through this. And some people saying it's fake, some people saying it's real. I really don't know why you would fake this, honestly. It's not like there's anything earth-shattering in these leaks, but I am going to read them. Big information dump coming tomorrow. So this was posted yesterday on Memorial Day. My brother is a senior marketing staffer at EA and told me there's going to be a huge information drop tomorrow. Part of the reveal will be a team builder update. We will now be able to create and customize up to 120 different teams and stadiums. Ooh, 120 teams, just like before. We'll be able to have control over every detail, logo, uniforms, stadium design, stadium sounds, and mascot creation. Well, the hope is that there's more details involved in all of this in terms of being able to design things rather than, NCAA 14. You want to see more detail. Obviously, you want to see an upgraded product. The customization options are so deep that no two teams will ever look or play the same unless you want them to. Detailed coach creation, edit your coach's past, such as awards, records, employment history, etc. More intuitive coaching philosophies, which affect every aspect on the field. And then they talk about the dynasty mode is also going to be far deeper than anyone's anticipating. Well, I mean, listen, when it comes to this game, it's almost impossible for this game to fail. And I've said that before, because if we're judging it versus the 2014 game, it's been 10 years. So we would expect this game to be significantly upgraded over the 2014 game, and that's why EA's got a huge built-in advantage when it comes to releasing this game versus releasing Madden every year, which is basically just a reskin of itself. If EA had done football games, in 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, all the way until now, it would probably feel just like a reskin. So we would expect a significant upgrade, obviously, in terms of the detail of the game. We're already getting the update where all the players will be in the game. And I predict the new issue now that's going to arise when it comes to downloading custom classes will be in regards to customizing your recruiting classes and getting all the kids that are actually in the 2024 class, actually in the 2025 class, actually in the 2026 class into your game. I mean, I'm not sure. I don't think they're going to be able to do that. Like when you get the game, you're probably not going to have any real kids from high school. But obviously, just like Madden, we're going to want to import those high school recruiting classes to make it as realistic as possible. And then hopefully there's some type of partnership with 247 Sports with a composite to where it looks very similar in terms of the ratings. Maybe they incorporate some type of crystal ball system. You can lead for a player, he visits, a 5-star player, you get a crystal ball for him, or you start trending. They do articles about your team leading his recruitment. That's the type of in-depth stuff that we need when it comes to this game with recruiting. So I would hope it would be much improved in terms of the details surrounding these features, especially the recruiting. And because that's become such a huge thing in college football, EA has poured an insane amount of detail into this, making it a richly immersive experience. This mode isn't just about playing games, it's about managing every aspect of your team and franchise. A deeper scouting system, scouting poorly negatively affects your coach standing and job security. You can also negotiate coach contracts and manage team morale. Poor team morale can cause players to transfer if their needs are not met. Every decision you make is critical to your success. And it'll be interesting to see how they incorporate NIL. My guess is they're going to be very non-aggressive in the way NIL is incorporated. It's probably going to be mainly based off of maybe a difficulty setting because, do you want NIL to be a big part of it? Do you not want NIL to be any part of it at all? Maybe you could customize that and change it. But I'm just wondering, I'm sure people get very angry if something happens to where your player is mad about something or you can't afford to keep him and you lose a 5-star. People get very upset about something like that. How realistic will they actually make it? Obviously, we know in real life there have been some very clownish situations, the biggest one being Caden Proctor, who transferred to Iowa this offseason and then transferred back to Alabama in the same offseason. So he played 0 snaps at Iowa while transferring there and transferring back to Alabama. Are we going to see crazy stuff like that? Is it going to be a one-off thing? I think it's better probably to just not include that, because if you do include it, you run the risk of it happening too much. but it's an interesting, talking point nonetheless. The multi-year development process allowed developers to build a game that's incredibly complex and refined. This isn't going to feel like any... All right, so this does not seem like an exclusive reveal. This is all stuff that we would hope would happen with NCAA 25, because there has not been a college football game for 10 years. It seems like, yeah, it's going to be very detailed, and it's going to be very much improved from 2014, not just the graphics, but also the surrounding dynasty element. And I saw somebody say something about dynasty mode that was very interesting, talking about EA possibly building a better way to track your team's history. That's something I really like about Out of the Park Baseball. Now, Out of the Park Baseball is basically just a simulation game you can't really play, and obviously EA is going to spend a ton of time into gameplay, into the playbook, into the crowd atmosphere, into the difficulty of certain teams, all of that. But I hope there's also details, especially when you do a dynasty and you go 10, 15, 20 years into the future. Can we get a detailed record of how the teams have performed, like in the year 2026, 2027, 2028? You can look back on your team record where you finished, kind of like, you know what I would like? When you go to, College Football Reference, and you can see where your team was highest ranked during the season. What did they finish ranked? What was their final ranking? Where was their preseason ranking? I would like to see that, because then you could build a serious dynasty, and you could have like an Alabama situation where you're 1-1-1-1-1, like you're constantly ranked number one. I just think that's a cool idea, and it would be a cool thing to incorporate, but that's kind of just a dynasty thing. We don't really know if they're actually going to include that. Obviously, they're going to want people to buy stuff via the Ultimate Team and all that crap, so they're going to put time into that. The dynasty is really not a cash cow for them, so that is to be determined. But when it comes to that drop, I mean, we all knew it was going to be more detailed. I thought I would just read that, and then also the features, iconic atmospheres, epic team runouts, and that was really what was depicted in the trailer. I think they wanted to show the trailer mainly based around college traditions. That's why you saw a lot of the traditions before the players actually get onto the field. They wanted to clearly show that this is different from Madden, and that's why they depicted it the way they did. Now, when it comes to these potential scoreboards that they might choose, I'm holding out hope. Maybe they get the Fox scoreboard. Maybe they're not getting ESPN, apparently. That was the big thing that came out like last week, and it was very annoying. But maybe they can get Fox. Maybe they can get CBS. It would improve the presentation so much. When you've got a custom scoreboard, it just feels totally fake. Some people don't care about it, but it looks bad to me. So these are custom scoreboards that fans made. You can see, I mean, they're decent designs. I probably like the smaller one on this screen. You've got both of the logos. You've got both of the teams there, although it seems like it'd be very hard to fit in their ranking, because obviously that's something you're going to have to fit in as well. But yeah, it's probably going to be more of a elongated bottom scoreboard, if I had to guess, when it comes to what EA will do if they don't get a realistic scoreboard like a CBS scoreboard or a Fox, or maybe like a dumbed down version of ESPN. Although it is another interesting thing to point out, I believe ESPN will be getting a new scoreboard this year. They've had that ridiculous horizontal scoreboard at the bottom of the screen for like the past 3 years. I think they're due for a new one. And I hate that design, by the way, when it takes up the entirety of the bottom screen. So I think ESPN might actually get a new scoreboard in real life, I'm saying, for college football. And we'll see what that ends up being and how EA, I'm guessing they're not going to incorporate it at all, but that's just some different models. Those are pretty cool when it comes to a potential scoreboard. It does remind me, like a lot of the horizontal scoreboards, of like a Madden era scoreboard for sure, custom. But either way, guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on X. Link to that's always in the description.